Now, Five Nights at Freddy's has one of the most passionate and amazing franchise fan bases ever. It literally has fan art, fan novels, fan shows, everything constantly coming out, showing how much the community loves the franchise and loves the stuff that they put out. But I swear, this brand new fan something is insane, and it rivals some of the stuff that Scott Cawthon and Steel Wool Studios could ever put out. It is quite literally insane. Now, throughout today's video, I want to cover this crazy project that's going to come out, but I also want to talk about some other things that are kind of concerning the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise game that affects everything, but we'll be covering that today. Now, the product I'm talking about was made by a channel by the name of XBlue. They are an amazing channel. Huge shout out. I know they have a bigger channel than me, but they're a huge shout out. Go check out what they do. They do some amazing stuff for the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Now, recently, they've been kind of known for putting the Five Nights at Freddy's games in real life. Like, I'm not kidding. They have videos where they create like Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and they recreate them in real life. And it's just insane how much effort and work and dedication that they put into it. Like, I'm not kidding. They're so realistic. In one of the videos, they literally have someone who is kind of like a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hey Justin,
You're right.
not.
You okay, man?
You're right. You just need a second, or are you good?
I would rather not continue, Justin.
All right. Hey Oliver, you did
Sounds
amazing.
Quick disclaimer, obviously me saying all of this and showing this is not to make fun of the person who was actually competing in it. It was just to show how terrifying this is. Honestly, I would probably poop myself 5 seconds into it. Back to the video. Of anxiety. He was so scared because the environment that they created really got to him that bad. Like, I swear, Scott Cawthon, hand over the bag, give him the money, let them make an actual like Halloween horror haunted attraction, whatever you want to create, because that is insane. Like, I would love to see like Five Nights at Freddy's restaurant, Freddy Fazbear's, whatever, like the restaurant, except you actually get to go through and get scared, because they could create so much awesome stuff. They have the experience. I want to see it at some point. I don't care who does it, but I want to see it. But they're basically known for creating that kind of style of content where they recreate Five Nights at Freddy's, and they've done a whole bunch of other stuff. But recently, they've had a brand new announcement that I think beats anything that they'll ever do. Now, XBlue decided that they will be crossing and climbing the Mount Everest of FNaF, the mountain that they could not climb before. They are going to create a Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Unofficially. Now, of course, some people say, oh, Scott Cawthon, won't he hate on it? Guys, Scott Cawthon's chill with anything. Every like fan game, Scott approves. He gives money to them. He's like, yeah, keep making Five Nights at Freddy's content because he understands the value. Well, XBlue decided, make a game. How dare we? We're gonna make a movie. Now, I kind of feel bad because they made this before the FNaF movie actually got like officially announced and the news were all given. I'll put up a little link up there. It'll go to the video where I actually tell you about the movie. But basically, they did it before. But I gotta say, they've been making videos showcasing the progress along the way, and it's insane. They have like a whole restaurant. It's amazing what they're doing. They even have a teaser. I'll link it in the description below. It's amazing. Kind of showcases some of the restaurant. They've been documenting this process, and it's so cool to see the dedication, effort, the money. Like, think about it. They've made a script. They're putting their own money and budget into this. Like, that's not cheap. You know, a location, paying for all the props, the expensive camera equipment. They are putting everything on the line on this one, and I have to thank them for it because they're going to be creating a product that I don't think anyone could possibly create without the same level of dedication. They are putting it out there, and a huge shout out to them. They are going to create something amazing. I think the launch date for the actual film, which they were filming and are now editing, this could be around the end of this year as far as I know, but I've been keeping track of them. It's been awesome to see. I definitely recommend that you either subscribe to them, also subscribe to me, but also just subscribe to them so you know when that comes out, because I think Scott Cawthon would love this to happen. Anyone, if you're a fan of the franchise, how could you not want this to happen? This is going to build so much hype, and hopefully it's really good. And even if it's not great because it's not a Hollywood movie, it's fun, you know. It's however long it is, I'm sure it could be a great movie, a great film to watch. I'm super excited for what they come out with. Now, while I have to talk about XBlue's amazing project and how awesome that is and how awesome that will be, I have to talk about something not so great. The status of the Five Nights at Freddy's community and franchise. Now, I sadly have to talk about the state of Five Nights at Freddy's right now, because Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of dead. There was the FNaF fan game, Five Nights at Freddy's Juniors, which was really interesting and really brought a lot of people back just to kind of watch people like Markiplier and Fusion Z Gamer and many others play it because it's a fun fan game. But here's the thing. There's no continuous Five Nights at Freddy's content. Like, let's be real. When Five Nights at Freddy's first started, like, the games were being pumped out super fast and created super fast, and they were all kind of well done. But here's the thing. Last year, we got the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach game. Now, this year, we're waiting for the DLC, which is coming out in 2023. Now, this kind of like mid-time, there's nothing going on. Obviously, the FNaF movie got announced, but let's be realistic here. With the release date of 2023 being like Halloween, that's like a very short amount of time. I would think that 2024 would probably be a more realistic release date, worldwide in theaters. That could actually happen. But right now, this scene's kind of dead. But I have a solution. Dr. Sandwichly is here, and he is going to prescribe medication/solution to fix this. Now, my solution for Five Nights at Freddy's is a little different. It's a little odd. It's multiplayer. Now, before you think I'm crazy, because I know Five Nights at Freddy's has been a solo game for as long as we can remember. I understand. But I think multiplayer would be really cool if it A, wasn't canon, and B, was kind of built off of Dead by Daylight. And if you don't know, Dead by Daylight kind of follows the model of a lot of players play as survivors, which in FNaF couldn't possibly be kids trying to escape, different characters. And then there's one person that's the monster, which are from other horror movies, or in this case, could be an animatronic. And there are so many animatronics. It'd be cool if maybe you want to play as Bonnie, then you want to play as Glamrock Freddy, and then maybe you want to play as Foxy. Who cares? But you get to choose what you want to be, and you can play as these different characters, and you try to escape. Whether it's the FNaF 1 pizzeria, FNaF 2 pizzeria, FNaF 3 pizzeria, sister location, if it's another pizzeria, it's like there's so many locations, it's Security Breach. It would be so cool to have so many different locations that you can play with your friends and try to escape. And I think that this kind of, multiplayer fun content that could constantly come out, and they could make it a little less sweaty, because Dead by Daylight can get very intense and sweaty, and it can get annoying. But I think that they would just focus around trying to make it simpler, but more of an experience and less of like a competitive nature. Make it more like you're just trying to run and hide from the animatronic and trying to escape, having fun with your friends, than Dead by Daylight, where when I play Dead by Daylight, I just feel like everyone's like very strict and intense about what they're doing, and it's like it loses the fun. Like it's not that fun anymore. I think it'd be cool if you're doing it with like kids, where you can crawl in vents, you can hide in different locations. Maybe you can take over an animatronic like Glamrock Freddy to like escape. So many cool things, and could do so many creative things with that as a studio. I'm sure Steel Wool could do a whole lot with that. And I think that because Five Nights at Freddy's is going to continue to get bigger and better, this would be a step in the positive direction so we can continue to have fun, and the hype could be built around the DLC because beforehand they keep releasing content, people can keep playing, and FNaF YouTubers could possibly play together. Markiplier, Daco, Fusion Gamer, a whole bunch of other people could actually play together and have these fun games. Now, I know that my idea of like a multiplayer was a little crazy there, but I hope you guys enjoyed the news about XBlue's project. I think that's something that's really cool and something we should all kind of, pay attention to, because it could be really something, and why shouldn't we support other FNaF content creators and people trying to bring interest to this amazing franchise? But besides that, please leave your comments. I want ideas. I want to hear what you guys think should be your grand idea for what could happen in the future of Five Nights at Freddy's. What do you want to see? Obviously, you guys are the fans, so what do you want to see from Scott and Steel Wool? But besides that, I hope you guys all enjoyed. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And besides that, cue the outro.